Hi guys, welcome, and as you can see it's a morning. Again I have a special video today, and Srikanth, just come here, and we have Mr. Srikanth. This is the R15 version 3 BS6. So we'll be doing a user review, so I'll ride it and I'll ask Srikanth why did he purchase this bike, what does he feel. Okay guys, on this Yamaha, oh my god, it is so down. This is super race stand. Not my cup of tea, but I can understand. Quick voiceover as the GoPro audio just got messed up. Again, I have to say the sitting posture is very aggressive. So again, puts a little bit, quite a bit of strain on the back. And in fact, most of your weight is on the hand. Again, not my cup of tea, but I can understand why youngsters like this sort of bike. In terms of looks, I would say this looks incredible. I would say very sporty in terms of looks, though it's a 155cc engine, but you can rev this engine quite a bit, and in fact the engine characteristic changes quite a bit once you go above 7000 rpm. But I did notice some vibrations. But now let's talk to what he says. Srikanth, what does he feel about this bike? So hi guys, here we have Srikanth with us with this beautiful Yamaha. This is R15 V3, right? BS6. BS6, such a big model. Srikanth, it's been almost, if I recall, about 1.5 years.
Yes, I bought this bike on February 1st, 2020. So ever since I've been riding this, it's from everywhere.
Okay.
This has been my daily drivers ever since. So be it groceries or long trips, I do it on this bike only.
And you have ridden how many kilometers till now?
It's 3,800 kilometers.
Not that much, I would say.
That is barely because of the pandemic effect. So it was sitting in the house for like about 6 months.
Oh.
So no going out at that point of time. It was sad for me.
Everyone, I understand that.
So after that, I was just going for small trips, but not at a long trip. But yeah, I'm happy with the... Okay.
But before we move ahead, I'm so happy to see that you're wearing a riding jacket. Finally, I'm really happy about that. Others also should do that. Yes. Okay, so now let's talk about your bike. Okay, first let's talk about the styling, because to be very frank, the styling looks really good on this one and feels like a super premium bike. Though I know it doesn't cost a bomb, but styling is something. So did the styling attract you? What attracted to this bike?
So yes sir, styling is good. It's inspired by the bigger R1, but styling is one of the point, but the main thing that attracted me to this bike is the 155cc engine, which is the technology, the VVA technology. I'm a guy who opens the throttle a little bit when there is an open road, so I want that thrill of power when there is an open road. But I drive sanely and follow the rules. It's not like I go insane. But yeah, this bike suits my needs very much. In the sense they are very close to what I need. So back when I was riding my Apache RTR, the old 2012 version, I felt there is a little bit power that I needed when in the city rides, overtakes, and sometimes I used to do highway rides as well. So that thirst of little power attracted me towards this. So yeah, here I am. But
if you can just sit, because the riding stands are very aggressive on this one, right? If you look at it, you are like bent, totally bent.
Yes.
So are you comfortable? Because like looks like you are telling that you even plan to ride. Just be careful with the stand. Put the stand, okay, don't fall. So you can easily flat foot on this.
Yes. The seat height is not that high, but for me especially, I can easily flat foot. The riding position, coming to riding position, I knew this was gonna be aggressive. This is gonna be difficult, but the only thing is I got accustomed to it right till now. But for some people, I know it's going to be hard. But like I knew when I was making my purchase decision, I knew that this is going to be hard, and I had to make peace with it. So now you used to it, because I drove it a little bit. I felt it's just too aggressive because most of the weight was falling here on this one, on the handlebar. So what I do is I just keep a little bit like this, but sometimes it's going to be awkward when you ride it in the city. But hey, but for our sake, I know I just keep it little like this so that all my weight doesn't fall on my wrist. And it hurts, yes, it hurts. When you go on a long distance, it hurts. But yeah, I'm ready to take that for the sake of the other things, other positives that it offers.
Okay. So the riding position, you are okay with it. So what about this? You told one thing was the engine that attracted towards. What else that? Because there are so many bikes in this 155, 160cc range.
So when I was making my purchase, I had few options like Pulsar 200 NS, Apache RTR 200 4V, not the 160. And I also had, I eliminated Dukes, I'm sorry for that, because Dukes were way beyond my budget when I was purchasing. So I was also, when I was purchasing, I looked for MT15.
Okay.
So the reason why I removed Apache RTR 200 was simply because the showroom people were denying the test ride for me.
Oh.
So I eliminated it. I could not get my hands on before I rode it because I wanted to test it because my old was also a 160 Apache RTR 160. I wanted to test if it's still as smooth as what they say. Pulsar 200 NS was my primary choice when I was purchasing this one. MT15 and R15 V3 were very close in terms of pricing.
Same engine, right?
Yeah, same engine. The only thing is different gearing, and that thing had a single channel ABS.
Okay.
But it was only like 3,000. This thing was only 3,000 dearer than that.
Okay.
So I think I went for this one because MT15 was not value for money when compared to this one.
That's a naked and upright sitting position and all this.
Even though it's comfortable, but I prefer this one because this had a dual channel ABS when compared to that one. I was getting like a good looking one.
So I think the looks are something that is attracting to you. Let's not deny that, right?
Yes, that's absolutely, it's there.
It's there, right?
There's no denying that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's, between this one and Pulsar, I went for this one because like I'm a guy, I take this bike to my office as well. So I'm like at the back of mind, I have that mileage thing. I need to get a better mileage. So I was getting this, since this is a 155cc engine, I am getting better mileage as of now. And even though when I want to go fast, this thing is ready for that due to the VVA thing.
So I think so it kicks in after
7,500 RPM. So it just becomes insane. It's a whole new different bike after that.
Okay. But how about riding in the city traffic? Hyderabad city traffic sometimes get erratic.
Yes, when I purchased, I used to take this to office. Like I took it for 2 months before the pandemic set in and everything. So based on that, I would say the first month, in the month of February when I was taking this, I felt it very uncomfortable. I have to say that. I had to like literally, take a break in the middle because I used to travel like 25 kilometers from my house to the office, around 25 kilometers. And the Hyderabad traffic, peak Hyderabad traffic at the high-tech cities and everything. So I admit that it is little difficult. It was that time. But I had to, like, as I was riding, I used to increase my gaps, the brakes.
Okay.
The brake between the, riding as I was going, I used to increase that. So eventually I got used to this one, and now
but still, do you think like a person who has to ride a little bit long, let's say 30-40 kilometers, ideal or no because of the sitting position?
40 kilometers, yes sir, you can ride, but anything beyond 60, I think you should you need to get down and do some things. You need to like stretch your body or something like that, because it's going to you are going to have a pain in the neck and the back. That's for sure. Even on the wrist, you start to feel that.
Okay. So what about the mileage? As you were telling, you're happy about the mileage. I like the dash because it gives a lot of information. It's LCD but gives a lot of information. So what's the mileage you are getting? So
right now I am getting around 44.4 kmpl.
Not bad.
This is mostly in the city, 80% on the city, and occasionally on the highways.
Okay.
But if I'm on the highway, it's going to be at, my average speed is going to be at 60, 70. So I open the throttle. It's not like I just go sanely on the highways.
Okay.
So yeah, with that kind of a riding, I'm getting around 44.4. So I'm very happy. So yeah.
So the mileage is fine, I would say.
Yeah,
but now let's talk about, the braking. And I can see some rusting already has happened on your disc, right?
I would say that it's a con. I would like to tell you in the con section. This thing is having a dual channel ABS, proper dual channel ABS. So no skipping on like what other manufacturers do.
But does it give you the confidence in braking?
I would say yes, if you go easy on the levers, but if you slam it hard, the ABS kicks in so aggressive that you'll just leave the levers.
Oh,
so you gotta be very careful on the levers.
So it's aggressive, you'll say.
The ABS intrusion is very aggressive.
Oh, okay.
So I would say yes, you have to go easy on the levers for that.
But how's, let's say, because dogs just come in the middle and this is
at
like...
that point, yes, the ABS intrusion is very high, but
it does stop.
Yeah, it does.
But scares you.
Yeah, it does scare you, but the brakes are very on point, especially the front one.
Okay.
It's like, it just...
So you're happy with the braking?
The braking is excellent on the Yamaha. On this bike, I'm very happy with the brakes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. And what about, see, because this is slightly faded. I know the engine is not that big. It's just 155cc. But any heating or something that you notice?
No, sir, no heating issues. This thing is, especially the fan kicks in very early.
Okay.
And it does keep the temperature in check.
This, in fact, has liquid cooling, right?
Yes, this is a liquid cooled engine. Does have a... There is a...
The radiator is okay.
The radiator is here over here.
Okay.
So there's a liquid cooled and the temperatures are very well in check. Even on the traffic that we go into Hyderabad, it doesn't heat.
So not an issue at all. Not an issue.
Heating is not an issue at all.
Okay. So what about now suspension on this one, because you have ridden it quite a bit?
The suspension is tuned on, not on the softer, but also not on the hard. It's like in the ballpark of
middle. Okay.
Yeah, it's a middle, and it's okay. I would say it just takes the small undulations. It doesn't let you come, but when there is a big pothole, you need to be careful. Because it's going to...
obviously the front one won't be adjustable. Yeah. Back, do they offer some adjustment? Because it's a monoshock, right?
Yes, it's a monoshock, right? It's a monoshock. But to adjust it, you need to remove all these plastic panels.
So okay, service guys will only do it.
Yeah, we can't do it. But I have not adjusted any suspension. It's very good for what I am, for my weight and everything. It's perfect for me.
Perfect.
So I did not adjust anything in this one.
Okay, now let's come to the seating. First, let's talk about the driver's seat.
Yes.
Is it comfortable or do you feel it's not comfortable?
No, sir. This thing is, for the city riding, it's plush enough.
Okay.
But on the high, for the long rides, like I said,
anyways you have to take a break with this bike.
But for the city rides, it's plush enough. It's not too soft or not too hard like a wooden plank.
Okay.
It's adequate. We have a
as we have this, does it give slight support to your back?
Yes, it does have a slight lumbar support. It does give you. It's not like the pillion seat.
I'm looking like that only. I was like, okay, it's like almost you're sitting on the first floor. Yeah. And again, there's hardly anything to grab.
And the biggest thing is this strap. This strap does like when you said it's going to interfere with your thighs and it's going to make you uncomfortable. So there is no.
So mostly not for pillion.
Not for pillion.
Again, one more thing, because I know there's design of most of these bikes is like this, and this is open, right?
Yes.
So what about in rain and wet conditions? It will become really.
No. It doesn't. The slush doesn't come onto the seat.
Nice.
No. Because of this one, especially this mud guard, this
guard
hugger. Is very good actually.
The hugger is good, yeah.
Okay. That thing literally doesn't splash you up. As even though it does come, this piece protects it from splashing the mud all over.
So you're sitting here, nothing, no issues.
Most of the time, even in the rainy seasons, I don't clean this portion of the bike.
Wow.
Because this thing is clean. It will be clean because there will be no slush.
Okay.
The portion that I start cleaning from here. You see, even right now when I rode it in some of the dirtiest roads, you see the splashes only at this portion, but it never came beyond this one. So this thing is adequate. It's protecting me adequately from all the slush during the rainy season and everything.
Okay, let's talk about the lights. The lights look very cool on this one. Yeah. But what do you feel about the lights? Is it only like looks wise or functionality wise?
Functional, there's nothing functional about those lights. It's just for the looks. In the nights, yes, I faced a few difficulties during. It doesn't lit up as much as the other bikes do. So
not that happy with the lights.
No, the lights, no. Okay. And I don't want to put any auxiliary lights on this one because it just ruins the looks. So I don't want. But so that's why I mostly avoid riding in the very the darkest of the nights. In the city, it's fine due to the city lighting and everything. It will be fine. But on the highways, I just avoid the night rides on this one.
Okay. What about the clutch? What do you feel in the city? Is it light enough, or do you feel?
this thing has a slip and assist clutch.
So no
It's
issues.
a very good, even when I aggressively downshift, it doesn't kick me back.
Okay.
So yes, it's smooth and it's very adequate enough for the cities.
And what about the gear change and smooth, or do you feel
No,
like
gear change is absolutely smooth. Only thing is, whenever you overtake when you want to overtake, you have to downshift because it doesn't have that enough torque in the sub 4,000 RPM. So you gotta downshift the gear.
Okay.
To overtake. That's good.
And what about the lights? I completely forgot. Let's switch this off. Is it LED or normal?
Yes, these are LEDs. These are LEDs.
All LEDs.
No, only these rear and the front lights are LEDs.
Okay, these are normal.
These things are normal halogen bulbs. I really wish Yamaha gave this standard, not as an accessory. You have an accessory as LED accessories, but you gotta pay for that. I really wish they gave it as a standard instead of paying it as additional.
Okay, my pet peeve. What about the mirrors? I'm getting famous for mirrors, being picky about mirrors.
No, sir. These, I think, no. Beyond, if there is any guy who's close as where you are standing,
yeah, that's what, when I was driving,
you can't see them.
You can't see them.
You need a blind spot mirrors. I'm planning to install some blind spot mirrors on these ones.
Okay.
But these are not adequate. So they don't provide great vision.
Okay, so overall from what I'm looking at is you are liking this bike. So let's rate it and then we'll talk about some of the niggling things and the cons. But let's rate it. What do you feel about it?
I would rate it as good as 8.5 on.
Wow, 8.5 is a pretty high rating.
8.5.
So we talk about the good things mostly. Now let's talk about some of the cons of this bike.
So the first con I would say is this bike is build quality. It's built well, but the quality of the parts is not up to the mark of Yamaha.
Oh, seriously?
Yes. Like I just showed you before,
I noticed that, right?
These just rusted. I just
and in Hyderabad, it's not that, what do you say, we have that like coastal weather like that. This is like normal.
It's already rusted.
Yeah,
to see
crazy.
So some of the parts.
And do they like, because your bike might be in warranty, so what did they say about this one?
No, they said that it's just rust. No, we can't do anything about that.
Wow.
Even I was not like interested in changing it as of now because the rotor plate where the brakes screech, this portion is good.
That's fine,
This is good, but at this point it is bad. And also more or less the nuts that hold this plate are not rusted yet, it's safe as of now. But if I see they start getting rusted, I have to change.
Because it's just 1.5 years, you haven't driven it too much. Imagine what will happen after 2.5 years.
Yes, it's going the build. That's what's up. The build, it's built well, but the quality of the parts is not up to the mark. Even some of the switch gears I see, it's not that great of Yamaha quality. I mean, if you take it on this other manufacturers of the same price, like RTR, you take the switch or the pulses, Bajaj pulses, the switch quality is
good.
It's amazing.
This is rusting happening even on the rear brick. No, here I don't see it. So that's surprising.
It's only on the
slight. I see it very, very slight, but not that much. I would say slight. I can see it.
And the other thing, I would say that is the most thing. But if I have to nitpick, the other thing is the spools. The position of where the spools are being mounted. This thing is so close to the exhaust that if I go on a pothole, this thing immediately touches it. You see the spool completely damaged on the edges. This is because it's hitting the exhaust so bad.
Because of the suspension travel.
And moreover, these spools, the design of these spool mounts are so that in the other bikes, they just give a hole that is through completely from one end to the other. But this thing is only up to a certain depth. And moreover, these two, the depth on the either side is not equal. So in that case, the spool wobbles from side to side.
So what about the one thing I completely forgot to ask? What about the ground clearance? Is it okay or does it touch?
Yes, sometimes when there is an aggressive speed breaker, it touches this catalytic converter.
Even on singles?
Yes, even on the singles.
So in doubles, it will bang?
It will bang. Not that much, I would say, if you're going very fast.
Okay.
Like if you sometimes people just open it on the.
So mostly okay, apart from the stupid, some stupid speed breakers that we have. Apart from this, let's say, how much did you pay for this one in Hyderabad, including all registration, insurance, and everything?
So I paid it around 1,78,000 on road.
Okay, almost 180. Now it might be 180 because the prices have increased.
Now I think you don't have the V3s. There are only
V4s, right?
Yeah, there are only.
What's the big difference in between the V3?
You get upside down forks. These are just conventional forks.
Okay.
Right now, for the V4, you get upside down forks.
Okay.
And there is a traction control system that doesn't let your rear wheel go.
Nice.
Spin in the
muddy
sand. Yeah. And you also get a different styling.
Okay.
That's inspired from the new R7 series.
Okay.
New Yamaha R7 inspired styling. And you get a completely new dash with some riding modes as well. Some track and...
so they might have increased the price now.
Yes. Now that thing touches around 2 lakhs on road.
That's a difference.
So yes. I would say if anybody is right now willing to purchase an R15, go and buy it before it's too late. Because V4 is seriously like a little overpriced, if I would say.
Okay.
And there is another version called R15S, which is on the same body, everything.
Okay.
The only difference is you get a complete single seat from front to it. And it doesn't look good, in my opinion.
So overall, you are happy with it, and I have to say the looks is something. This looks really cool, and more or less you are happy again.
I'm very happy, I have to say. I did not expect this kind of, when I first wrote this. I had a friend in the office who owned an R15. He's a R15 fanatic, if I have to say. Okay. He owns first generation, second, third. I don't know if he owns a fourth as of now. But when I wrote his third generation, I was seriously impressed with the amount of the performance it had. I mean, I was in love at that point of time. So after that, yes, the only thing that really I was skeptical when I wanted to purchase this was the riding position.
Okay. Now you have gotten used to it.
But I took that risk. I had to make peace with it, and I took that risk, and now it's like nothing for me. I can easily tour. I can make it happen. But long tours, yes, you gotta be careful. One more thing. Needs to improve their service. I had a very bad. I would say not bad, but at least I think the service has to be improved. The guys over there, they just don't listen to your problems. They just, it's like mass production. It's like the mass production.
Okay.
You get the bike, you service, just send it.
Not happy with the service. How many servicing have been done?
I've done all there is 4 free services when you buy in 1 year.
Okay.
And the service intervals are also very close. They are around 3,000 kilometers or 3 months, whichever comes first. So I did three free services on my with the authorized Yamaha service.
And the fourth must be the paid, right?
The fourth one.
So how much did you pay?
The paid one is around 1,200.
Okay.
To 1,400 sometimes.
That's it. It includes oil change, everything.
Yes, everything.
So very affordable.
Yes, 1,400. If the free service is around 800.
Okay.
No labor charge, but they consume for the oil filter and the oil, and also for the chain loop. They charge for these 3 things.
Cool.
Service is good, but the service person
could have been improved. I would say the
way
way they interact with customers.
The way they interact.
I got the same feedback with KTM.
And sometimes, when I go to a service center, they just say that come after 2 days, we are already full. So I think I would say the service stations need also to be bigger to accommodate more. You see, there are a lot of Yamaha bikes on the roads as of now.
Okay.
Especially with the FGs and everything. I think they should, increase the number of service stations inside a service center.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, that's one thing for Yamaha.
So cool. Thanks, Srikanth, for the end user feedback about this Yamaha R15 V3 BS6. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. Take care, and if you guys are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Anyways, guys, take care. Bye bye.